Is Society Dead? Andrew Sullivan, Part 2. So as we were discussing, music previously used to be a shared experience, but now it has reduced to an isolated experience. The writer remarks, but music is as atomized now as living is, and it's secret. No one knows what you are listening to. That bloke next to you on the bus could be listening to heavy metal or a Gregorian chant. You don't know, right? You'll never know. And so, bit by bit, you'll never really know him, and by his white wires, he's indicating he doesn't really want to know you. He's not interested. He's listening to his music. You may be whoever you are. What do we get from this? The chance to slip away for a while from everydayness, to give your lives its own soundtracks, to still the monotony of the commute, to listen more closely and carefully to music that can lift you up and can keep you going. We become masters of our own interests, more connected to people like us over the internet, more instantly in touch with anything we want, need, or think we want, and think we need. So you see the I factor there? It is what I want. It is the people I want to speak to. We all have this me time and all of that. Yes, we do need that. We need some time for ourselves. But the writer states that it's becoming entirely our own isolated world. What kind of world? The virtual world. But what are we missing? Now, the important point, the significant point. What are we missing? Just think about it. I'm sure many of you wouldn't have even thought about it. Because when we are on WhatsApp or when we are on any other social media, you're using the net, whatever, we feel we are very connected. We are very connected to our friends and to everything that is happening around us. But are you connected to the people in the real world? People that you see around you? I'm not talking about family alone. I'm talking about strangers. When you're walking on the road, sometimes you bump into someone. And if you have, I've seen people going, walking in the morning, and sometimes they just bump into another person and they don't even bother to apologize. It's like you deal with it. That's the attitude. Now that's not right. But what are we missing? So let's see. That hilarious shard of an overheard conversation that stays with you all day. You might just hear a fragment of an argument or a fragment of a joke shared between two people, and it's fun, isn't it? The child whose chatter on the pavement takes you back to your earlier memories. You see a baby in a pram, or you see a small child chattering away. If your ears are blocked, how do you listen to what the child is saying? Bird song, weather, accents, the accents of people, very interesting to note. The laughter of the others, that's the best part. When you listen to people laughing, you're not actually standing there listening to someone laughing, but it just comes to you. You're walking or you're shopping somewhere and you hear someone laughing. You hear children laughing. You hear a group of friends laughing together. It feels good. And those thoughts that come not by filling your head with selected diversion. Interesting, right? Selected diversion. Selected by whom? Selected by you. But by allowing your mind to wander aimlessly through the regular background noise of human and mechanical life. And as I'm doing this video, I can hear all the sounds around me. There's construction going on, and I can hear all those people talking, saying something, and all of those sounds. External stimulation can crowd out the interior mind. Even the boredom that we flee has its uses. We are forced to find our own means to overcome it. Not so long ago, I was on a trip and realized I had left my iPod behind. Imagine if you realize that you have left your phone behind. You would panic. And look at how it was a few years ago, many years ago actually. You all won't be familiar with it. I mean, the younger generation, you all won't be familiar with it. But when I was a child, we just had a landline. So when you're at home, you attend a phone call, and there were many who didn't even have a landline. That's a different matter. So you just when you're at home, you attend a phone call, and when you're away from home, you never even gave it a thought that you're not connected to someone somewhere. It was fine. There was no emergency. You go out, have a nice time, come back home. If you've missed a phone call, the person will call back again. That was how it was. But now, cannot even imagine a situation where you have to go without your phone. Right? We've become so addicted to it. I'm including myself. I'm not isolating myself. I'm including myself in it. Not so long ago, I was on a trip and realized I had left my iPod behind. Panic. But then something else. I noticed the rhythms of others again. The sound of the airplane. The opinions of the taxi driver. The small social cues that had been obscured before. That is what I was telling you. The small social cues. Just a smile. You don't need to know a person to smile at the person. You just look at the person, you smile. It comes naturally. I noticed how others related to each other. And I felt just a little bit connected again and a little more aware. Connected to the people in the real world. And remember, not family alone. We're talking about strangers too. And don't we all miss that right now? We cannot take a walk down the pavement. We cannot go to someone's house. We cannot travel as we would like to. Try it. There's a world out there. You cannot try it now. You have to wait. Let's just hope this situation comes to an end as early as possible. Let's just bid adieu to this COVID first wave, second wave, God knows. Anyway, leave that alone. So try it. There's a world out there, and it has a soundtrack all on its own. All of those sounds. Can you hear the sound of the drilling, or I don't know what it is, some kind of sound outside. You can hear the sound of my birds, I'm sure. They keep chattering. So there are all these sounds in the world around you. Pay attention to that. Don't be lost in the virtual world alone. We don't want society to be dead, which unfortunately is a reality now. There's no society. There's no social element in the real world. The social element is all in the virtual world. But now, of course, we are compelled to do that. We don't have an option. Even our birthdays are celebrated online. So we don't have an option. But otherwise, let's stay safe and let's hope that the social world as we knew it just comes back to us. See ya.